This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. We keeping a foot on the what? On the necks. We keeping a foot on the what? On the necks. And like the Tibetan mastiff that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? It bursts pipes. Now let's get on to it, man. Terence Bud Crawford. This guy, man. The Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. Let me say it again. No. Addition. The Schnauzer / Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. How can you be delusional, man? How can you be a brain full of mush and a brainwashed total? How can you sit here and be a Negro that's missing a few screws? You're going to sit here and tell us in delusional fashion that Mean Machine, Jeff Horn, and Amir Khan are notable fighters at resume at 147. This is the stuff that I was talking about when I told you guys. This guy is missing a few screws. This Negro don't know how to count his money, him and Bomac. And they're missing a few screws. Because if they understood or they understand what they did and the decisions that they made, they wouldn't be in the predicament that they're in. Let me say it again. If they understood or understand the decision that they made, they wouldn't be in the predicament that they're in. Why are you sitting here and telling us that your resume is notable at 147? Is it because of Hino's Sport bringing you that what? That heat and that fire, and keeping a foot on the what? On the necks. And keeping a foot on the what? On the necks. Was able to tell you that your resume was shoddy at best? That your resume didn't make no sense? That your resume was garbage? That your resume is not relevant? You got Jose Ramirez. You got Josh Taylor, 140 pounders that's calling you out. This is how you're respected and valued at 147. You still have unfinished business at 140. What I said was so deep and profound. Let me let that marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me. Wow. This guy has 140 pounders. Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor that's calling him out as a 147 pounder. If I was at 147 and 140 pounders were calling me out, I would say, sign that fight right now. Just like Errol the True Spence did with Mikey Garcia. He gave Mikey Garcia one chance. Then Mikey Garcia popped off at the mouth. Then he sent that contract so fast, and then Mikey Garcia was like, instead of him saying, man, I could beat up Errol the True Spence, I see all of these deficiencies. He was like, well, I think I can. You see how the argument changed? You see how it changed? Because you have to meet indirectness with directness. Let me say it again. You have to meet indirectness with directness. In this case, Terence Bud Crawford is convinced. I seriously believe that he believes his own stock and convinced that him fighting Amir Khan, at that time that was 5 years past his prime, the glass chin variation was a credible win. Him believing that he fought a one-legged gimp in Jose Benavidez, a guy that got shot in his freaking leg. He thought that dude was a guy that was notable at 147. Jeff Horn, a lame duck, a guy that they basically put controversy around to basically rob Manny Pacquiao in his last stages with Top Rank. Come on, man. This is what we're talking about. And Mean Machine, a guy that was on the shelf for 12 months, or damn near close to it, came in there and dropped you within 3 rounds. What? Who are you trying to sell this to, Terence Bud Crawford? This is why Budman fans don't frequent He Knows the Sport channel anymore. Because I've kept the foot on the what? On the necks. I've kept the foot on the what? On the necks. They can't stand He Knows the Sport. They stay hot and bothered like grits because He Knows the Sport puts them in their freaking place. Terence Bud Crawford, once again, is a Chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. This guy is not relevant, man. When you have lower weight classes calling you out, you got the 147-pound stock that you are afraid of, no one respects you, man. And there's a reason why he didn't re-sign. He didn't sign with Al Heyman and PBC. He re-signed with Top Rank. It's so that he could duck the Lions at 147. Don't try to sell us on a cockamamie resume at 147. We're not believing that stock. Let me say it again. Don't try to sell us on a cockamamie resume at 147. We're not believing that stock, Terence Bud Crawford. We'll believe you when you fight a Dennis Ugas. We'll believe you when you fight a My Buddy and Me, a Sean Porter. We'll believe you when you fight a Kell Brook. We'll believe you then. Because now you're putting your lifeline in the boxing ring on the freaking line and display for us to know where you're truly at. We need to know your litmus test, because these guys can seriously hurt you and they can whoop your ass. Let me say it again. They can seriously hurt you and they can whoop your ass. And we need to know where you're at. This is why we're holding the foot to your fire. This is why we're keeping the proverbial foot on the damn necks. This is why we're sitting here and holding your ass accountable and rolling your ass out on the red carpet, because you haven't done anything. Your 140 resume was shoddy at best. 147 is even shoddier. Let me say it again. Your 140 resume was shoddy at best. 147 is even shoddier. So who are you trying to fool here, man? Who are you trying to fool? Terence Crawford? You seriously got an issue. And this is what I was trying to tell you guys. This guy has so many flaws. Mentally, he's not clicking upstairs. Physically, he has a hit me, I'm gonna hit you back, flawed DNA fighter style. Tommy Hitman Hearns had the same issue. Guys that can really box. There's no one saying that Terence Crawford can't box. The problem with Terence Crawford is he falls into a flawed DNA fighter style. Hit me, I'm gonna hit you back, and he doesn't have the build for it. He's not sturdy enough. He's not built too big, too strong, and too tough. Let me say it again. He's not built too big, too strong, and too tough. So hence, because he doesn't have the makeup, he doesn't have the body for it, he gets folded like a fucking pretzel. This is why when he fights an Errol the True Spence, it's going to be a rude awakening of tactical aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style. Errol the True Spence is going to park, punish, and stop his ass. Let me say it again. Errol the True Spence is going to park, punish, and stop his ass. He's going to get a rude awakening. This is what Errol the True Spence was talking about. Your ass fell and got dropped by Gamboa. Let that marinate in the corpus callosum. Let that marinate in the cerebellum, y'all. His ass got dropped by Gamboa. How is he going to hold up to the mighty blow of the Manonia of Errol the True Spence levying onslaught of punishment? This is what you classic dotes, you troglodytes, you Rudy, you plum brains, and you ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric don't get. Terence Crawford is not going to be able to handle the likes of a Errol the True Spence in the ring, because that fight has nothing to do with boxing pedigree. Tommy Hitman Hearns learned that the hard way against Marvin Marvelous Hagler. Let me say it again. Tommy Hitman Hearns learned that the hard way against Marvin Marvelous Hagler. He went in there thinking, oh, I'm just going to outbox him. Oh, I'm just going to talk all this trash. And then he got outboxed because people underrated Marvin Marvelous Hagler's ability, just like they're doing with Errol the True Spence. And then he got out physical because he thought that he could play that hit me, I'm gonna hit you back, but he doesn't have the build for it. That's Terence Crawford. I don't know how many times he knows the sport has to basically spell out the obvious. Terence Crawford is not what you guys think that he is. He could be a lot better than what he is, but his flawed DNA fighter style prohibits or limits his ability because it forces him to make exchanges, and he's not built for exchanges. See, usually when fighters do these exchanges, they're usually built for it. These Mexican come forward bullshit style fighters, they're built for that shit. They take a lot of punishment. They are glutton for punishment, but they're built for it. They have the sturdy build for it. A guy like Errol the True Spence that parries punches doesn't take that much punishment because he has an extremely supreme back foot. Let me say it again. He has an extremely supreme back foot. Is built for that. And even when he takes punishment, he's built for it. The Sean Porter fight denoted that. The Kell Brook fight denoted that. Terence Crawford's not built like that. So because he's not built like that, he's not sturdy. It's really simple, man. Terence Crawford fans, Budman fans, Omaha Nebraskans are delusional just like Terence Crawford. Don't sell us on your resume at 147. That's basically you being hot and bothered like grits, you being insecure and miserable about the fact that Errol the True Spence is making heavyweight lifting noise and you're not doing anything. But you can. Just prove it to us, Terence Crawford. Fight someone relevant. And if you fight someone relevant, we will keep the proverbial foot off of the damn neck. Let me say it again. Fight someone relevant and we will keep the proverbial foot off of the damn necks. But until then, we keeping the foot on the what? On the necks. We keeping the foot on the what? On the decks. Terence Crawford. Who you trying to sell on that bullshit? You get the biggest what? Higgity Husher the fucking deck. This is Hino's the Sport. Checking out.